Record. For this assignment, okay, so yeah, recap again. This is sketches for your website, and this is for the website you chose to do your personas. This is going to be that same website you're sketching for based on those personas. You'll create a series of low fidelity meaning just sketchy, nothing really digital. You can use your iPads if you want to have digital style illustrations or pen and paper. The website will have a minimum of 5 pages slash sections plus a pop-up incentive ad or form. You'll also provide a summary of your website's goals, style, and intention. So this is kind of a big beast of a project to get us going. So both desktop and mobile versions will be required. You obviously just start and think about one and then adapt. So we'll be using these sketches for the next step in the process. So here's what you need to do. Come up with a website design idea. So you need to come up with a vision of what your website will look like, thinking about your personas, as well as research other sites in your category. So depending on obviously who you are or what your site is, if it's Mohawk, check out what other colleges are doing. Create a separate web summary document with a few paragraphs / bullet points containing the goals of your website. So you want them to sign up, you want to sell them products, you want them to see your portfolio, you want them to contact you, etc. The type of site you're creating, so an online store, informational, subscription, etc., portfolio, and the style of your site. Are we modern? Are we minimalist? Is it really informational? So Mohawk, for instance, would be. Look to create at least 5 pages or sections. So you must have at least 5 pages. So examples, you have your home, about, services, samples, and a content or contact page. Again, they do not need to be this. Obviously, home will for sure be one. The other 4, fair game of whatever you guys want to do. The site could be a 1-page scrolling website in which each page is defined by a section, and it's entirely up to you. You just obviously want to make sure that you show what those sections will still look like, because you still anchor to those spots. Create sketches. Using pen, pencil, iPad, Pro, tablet, etc., anything you really want, create a sketch of each page in mobile and in desktop. So I would suggest starting with one, figuring out your placement, and then you'll be sketching what the other one will look like. Your homepage will be required to have an incentive pop-up. So you'll need to show what that pop-up looks like on your homepage by either creating a new sketch of your homepage with the pop-up on it, or create just the pop-up sketch, cut it out and place it over your existing homepage. So I'll go over that, circle back to that in a moment of how you can achieve that again. You'll need to indicate where images and text / headlines will go. So that's where you'll use just a box with like an X through it. And then lines where text will go. Maybe you might actually have some actual live text you actually write out. You'll also need to make it clear what the elements are, so your sliders, etc. Visually and or by creating a side panel that points the elements and explains what elements are. So if you have a slider, then you're going to put a little arrow in their slider. So get creative. So use different size Post-it notes, graph paper, etc., to get the ball rolling. Don't get too caught up in styles, because this is, again, really just sketches, but obviously style in the sense of, is it going to be modern? Is it going to be informational, etc.? That'll just help you figure out where you will be placing things. Handing in. So once completed, take a picture, scan, whatever works best for you guys, as long as it's clear and the resolution is good. Take pictures of your desktop and mobile sketches with your phone or with your scanner. Place each page as a JPEG into separate pages in InDesign. I'll do a little video on that and post for you guys as well. And create a PDF and upload your assignment to the Assignment 2 Dropbox. And then obviously a PDF as well of your website summary. You can include that perhaps at the beginning of your document, or you can hand them in of your sketches, or you can hand them into 2 separate ones. Where you're marked, so your summary, what your desktop version looks like. So did you recreate all the required sketches? Is your pop-up on there? How does all of that apply to your mobile version? Then you'll be separately marked on the actual pop-up element. So an interactive element, button, link. It's clearly identified, a version of your page, with the pop-up triggered. So what it looks like when that's on. So I'm going to circle back to that in a moment. And the purpose of the pop-up. So you get a discount. Maybe it's asking you to sign up for, if it's, say it's your portfolio site. So you have a pop-up saying, contact me now for your free coffee meeting, and you'll send them a Starbucks card when they call you for a meeting. And that's where they'll put their contact in, etc. Elements and sections are clearly identified. So the navigation's clearly identified, and other elements like the images and such. Again, they're not perfect because these are just sketches, but you clearly know where those suckers are. Overall, layout quality, white space, hierarchy, etc. So think about those basic design principles. Make sure they all come into play here. Can a user navigate through your sketches as if it were a real site? So obviously it's not, nothing's actually functioning, it's just paper, but you should be able to go, okay, if I click about, oh, there's my about page. If I'm contact, there's that contact page. Is it easy to see what your goals are by looking at your sketches? And then you can obviously refer to the lecture PDF with all the sketches in there. This is due, this is due on February 12th. So we do have a little bit of time to go through this. Like I said, next week is a lab to go through that. So I will open up, like I mentioned at the beginning, I will open up an Excel sheet, and that will identify different time slots. I'll leave 5 or 10 minute time slots, and you guys are welcome to, if you want to, pop your name in there, and we'll be here, and then we go into a little breakout room and we can sit and discuss your sketches. If you're like, I'm really lost, I need to ask some questions, etc. So it's kind of just open to whatever you guys want for one-on-one time. Okay, I'm going to